Hello, how you doing? So, I started a series of trying my possible best to answer some questions that are thrown my way, and I answered three questions the other time. Today, another question has been brought to me, which I would try my very possible best to attempt and do justice to it the best possible way I think I can. And then I would read the question. When you hold back informations, patterns, or stories that has held you back, who is it holding back? This is a very, this is a very, how would I put it? This is a very serious question for one that is in the way of self-discovery, discovering of one's purpose, and discovering of one's direction in life. I will take it again. When you hold back informations, patterns, or story that has held you back, who is it holding back? We might say, of course, yes, as easy as it may sound, it's holding the person back. But then there are some things that the person might not even be able to pinpoint and say, yes, it is holding me back, or no, it is not holding me back. Let me go on again. I said, the only way, one, first, is hear and listen to that of others, being told in a way that it bettered greatness, and be able to tell yours with relatable reading. You hear and you listen to other people's story that has gone through some path and how they were able to say their story in a relatable way that one or two other person could, understand and be able to relate to their stories and then get the lessons out of the story and then use the lessons, the life lessons from those stories to walk their path, to walk their way, to help themselves and to pick up themselves from whatever challenges or issues that they are facing. Secondly, be forceful yet empathetic as you tell that is, as you tell your stories, and focus more on the way out, on the possible way out. That is the way you were able to stop holding back and start telling your own story for forward and upward movement. This brings me to the book I've been reading, which is Making It Big by Femi Otedola. That is a relatable story. He narrated his stories, his life experiences, his life challenges, and he wrote them down in a book and presented it to the general public. This is him telling you his story in a way you can relate, I can relate to it. In a way, we can pick the lessons for young entrepreneurs, for young business people, for family people, those that want to make it big in life, in whatever sector they find themselves in, whatever thing they decide to do, how you pick up, as in how he was able to navigate a lot of things. He told the story. And did I pick lessons from it? Yes. Am I learning from it? Yes. And I believe a lot of people out there are also learning from it. So he said, be forceful yet empathetic as you tell your story. He told his story, he narrated his story, picking up life lessons from it. How he was able to, take away a lot of things, even when he had to remove himself as the CEO and then employ people that know exactly what is needed to be done to build up the company. So this is life experience, and it is something that he was able to say it in order for it not to hold him back. He might decide not to say the story, And then him deciding not to say the story, nobody will know about his experiences. Nobody will know about what he went through. And me will not be able to learn from it. But because he was able to come up and say his story, I am able to learn from it. So say the story in a way that it is being narratable. And then you find out that when you say it, it's like a burden is being lifted from you. They may not be good ones. They may not be the stories that are appealing. They might be stories that when people hear, they will be like, but then what have you done to yourself? You've released yourself. You've relieved yourself of a certain burden. And then you've opened up yourself for more events to come in. Meanwhile, when we talk about saying your story, not holding back, saying it in relatable terms, what is a story? A story, for me, I would say it's the narration of happenstances. Or I can also say it is a narrative about people and events with interesting plots. Different happenings, and then it is brought together, and then it's being told or narrated, and then we call it a story. Most times, most of the book, like this morning, my partner brought picked up a book, and then he said you would have to read this book. I was like, oh, I don't like that book, Jerry, it's boring. And he said, I love storytelling. This book, it tells story. He saw it as a book that was telling story. Me, I saw it as a book that was boring for me. But then books are made up of storytellings, narratives, occurrences being brought together. While we talk about narrating a story being a narration of happenstances with a little twist here and there are different ways in which you could narrate a story. It could be a phenomenal or a phenomenal story. So if we look at it in that way, what is a phenomenon story? It is saying it in facts, as in stating out the facts in particular. That is just what happened, picking up the main point and then just relating the main point, how it is and how it comes. That is probably, it might just be one thing that's brought about it. But if it is phenomenal, phenomenal is the adjective, which is series of events, not just one, but series of events. While phenomenon is a singular, that is one thing that happened that brought about the story. But when you use the word phenomenal, it's a series of events that happened and brought about the story. Like, I would also relate this to my partner, him being someone that tells his story. His story, I would say his story is a phenomenal story, because when he takes you through life experience and life processes that brought him to this place where he is today, you would understand that it's a journey of 1,000 miles. Him being someone that, if you are around him, you must pick a book, you must read. Things happened that brought him to that life of reading. So his life experience, his life journey has been a phenomenal one, not just a phenomenon. So I think, in my little and possible way, I've been able to, talk about not holding back whatever story that you have within, not holding back what is stuck within you, for it not to hold you back. You have to say it out. When you say it out, it goes, and then new things come in. Most times they say, how do you counter what you have in you to bring in a fresh one? You have to use a new story to cover the old one. So, with this, I'm going to stop here, and I'll tell you to stay tuned for more questions as I'll be tackling them. Bye.